making the final. That was a battle for the ages that will not be forgotten anytime soon. Major fireworks just went down there. All right, to the women's final. Coco Fuveau, Sarah Hauser, Sarakita Ofringa, and Jessica Crisp. A wealth of experience out in that lineup right now. And definitely a lot to play for these riders. World title equations in the balance. And that is how we are going to start the final. Let's get to the lineup. We have a bomb. Wow. Look at Coco Fuveau's wave. This is a super nice cloud break offering. Coco is gunning it down the line. This thing is breaking super wide, and there's a bigger one outside of it. Oh my goodness. Coco Fuveau on a gorgeous wave, and she better watch out behind her because there's a bigger one behind her, and she's got to be really careful here. Coco Fuveau, beautiful looking wave. This wave has already been a magnificent ride, demonstrating the clear majesty of cloud break. And behind her, she sees the set and gets a little bit further away from it. Perfect positioning, she's safe. Here goes Sarakita Ofringa on an absolutely beautiful cloud break wave. This is getting oohs and ahs from everybody. Sarakita on such a nice one. Everybody is cheering her on. Absolutely one of the nicest waves she's ever ridden in her life. And that's getting applause from everybody. And, you know, that's what I'm talking about. That was just an awesome exchange. Coco Fuveau opened up the scoring, fading into this beautiful looking wave. And you thought, wow, that thing's just bombing. Then behind, here comes Sarakita on this window maker. And she rode it really well. She could have taken that thing halfway back to Suva. But she decided to, you know, keep it short right here at Thundercloud. And she sailed by with this smile on her face that was so warm and glowing. And that's just about everything you ever want to see in a women's final. Wow. And it has just gotten started. And that, you know, game of jockeying for those waves, whew, you know, it happens quickly. And I'll say this, there's a lot of waves in the lineup right now. And I think that I see Sarah Hauser getting ready to get on a bomb. And she certainly is. Once again, she designed a board here for cloud break. Let's see what it can do. This is a really nice wave for Sarah getting in the game. Hauser extends her line to punch her bottom turn in a really nice critical position, actually, because this wave is going to hit the spot. And it's just got Sarah's style written all over it. She wraps it back around, brings this to the inside. Perfect positioning for Hauser. Absolutely well-placed turn there. Take it home, Sarah. Here we go. Nice cutback. Nice little level of agility there. That was the extra stuff right there. And Sarah's ride is done. That was a really nicely ridden wave by Hauser. I wouldn't be surprised to see the judges reward that quite a lot. Jessica Crisp was behind Sarah on another wave, but Crisp, you know, not being somebody who's vying for a world title here anymore. She doesn't feel like, you know, doing the grind. You know, that's her decision, but she had an opportunity to get in on a really nice looking wave, and it looks like maybe, just maybe, the conditions are changing to a degree where it's getting more offshore now, which is going to make it more difficult to catch waves. It's a little lighter as well. The standings are the following. In final heat number 1 of the 2023 Fiji Pro Women's Pro Bracket, Sarakita Ofringa with an 8.13 for that bomb. What a wave. What a moment in her career to catch that wave and ride it the way she did. In second place, Sarah Hauser, 6.87. Right behind her is Coco Fouveau with the 6.8. And I don't think they're scoring Jessica's kick out. So that's what we got. 23 minutes left in the women's final heat. Everything to play for. It's such a mixture of, calm, reserved, moments of tension, but at the same time, the majesty of cloud break coming through here. There are super nice waves rolling in here. Jessica Crisp in the impact zone before your banner there. She's hidden by the banner. And she is going to make this drop. With her shiny hot sail. Jessica Crisp with full intention to ride this one for sure. Make no mistake. Jessica bringing it to the inside. There's lots more riding to do. Look at the distance of ride, you guys. This wave's hundreds of meters long. And, she might have just gotten tired. It's like, I can't do this anymore. I'm kicking out. But not before getting what should be a pretty decent score. There were some turns in there swooping around. Not quite the precision of Hauser or the panache of Fouveau. But it's a 5.07, and it definitely puts her in a position to go out there and find a better one. However, Sarakita Ofringa with that 8.13 is in command of this final. And she can run the lineup the following way. She can get real pick and choosy here. There are 2 different ways to go about it. Go get that backup score right away. Get on anything that comes in and go get that backup score and just, get the score and back it up and be there. Which is what she's going to try to do here. This is an adequate offering for her to back up her 8-1. Here comes Sarakita representing Aruba. Trying to stay with where the wave's actually breaking, and it just rolled a little bit beyond the zone where it would have stayed critical. It's going to be a score. It's going to maintain her lead. It's going to allow her to do the following. She can run this lineup and get on waves that her competitors can't get on, number 1. Number 2, she can go back up that 5 that she just dropped and go get a better score. Right now, for a 13.13, well, let's just say this. Sarakita Ofringa, has a heat total that would come close to passing her through many men's heats. Just saying. And that is saying something. World-class sailor. 19 minutes and 45 seconds remaining here in the women's final at the 2013 Fiji Pro. We are here at Cloudbreak in Fiji. Freight trains are coming in down the line at Cloudbreak. They are absolutely perfect waves rolling down this reef right now. It's really impressive to see. If I suddenly disappear and you don't hear from me again, I went surfing. But I'm going to stay here because actually, as a fan of the sport, it's not lost on me that I'm watching and helping bring to you a very historical moment here. And these waves rolling in are canvases for these riders. And they are going to paint the picture of what happens in this final. And these canvases are a thing of beauty, let me tell you. As dangerous as they are. Let's take a look at the lineup and the waves breaking as these competitors sort through their strategies. There are the four of them: Hauser, Crisp, Fouveau, and Ofringa. Oh, man. Awesome stuff. 4:42 in the afternoon here in Fiji. Cloudbreak offering everything we could have ever possibly dreamed of asking. Vinaka. Really good size set breaking, but you are focused mostly on these four sailors. Here's our boat angle of the actual lineup. Thank you. And back to Sarakita, who's edging into position here. Meanwhile, in the real world, Cloudbreak grinding through here. Here comes Sarakita Ofringa, trying to pad her lead. This has been a pretty dominant performance by her. Nothing new. Sarakita dropping in right in the spot. Not fully, committing to the bottom turn, making sure that she makes the wave. There's a cutback. Getting a little bit more into it there. Jessica Crisp on such a nice wave. What a celebration of these conditions we're seeing. Ultimately, yes, it's a contest, but it's definitely a celebratory kind of thing here. And after such a long career that she's had, this is kind of the payoff, is a moment like this. Crisp kicks out and reflects on a golden career moment, of which today has brought many already. Trying to see how we can get a little more action from our other competitors who are definitely trying to watch this situation here. The angle of the SS Thundercloud has changed just based on its mooring in the wind, and it certainly appears as if the wind has swung to the offshore here, as is very common late in the day. And I'm trying to creak my neck here around the corner of my monitor to see exactly what's happening in the lineup. Hauser's furthest out as Cloudbreak grinding another one through here. That's Jessica Crisp going out. That's Sarakita in that green sail ahead of her, and then Hauser's on the blue sail on the outside. And has Sarah sniffed something to drop into? She's obviously being very selective. And it's a combination of being selective and just being in the right position here to be able to catch waves, because the wind has definitely switched offshore and it's dropped a little. Just enough to make this a situation where the pick and choose aspect of actually being able to catch the wave now could be a very deciding factor. Also meaning that the waves that were ridden up to this point were all super important exchanges, simply due to the fact that things have changed a little bit here. Sarakita Ofringa in the lead as we look at beautiful Tavarua Island and Nomotu in the far background there, spinning through the SS Thundercloud, a few of the other surf boats in the area, and finally back up into the lineup at Cloudbreak. It's fantastic to be here, because happiness comes in waves. Yes, it does. Jessica Crisp, with that ride she just produced, is in second place with a 4.7 to match her 4.73. Sarakita's last ride earned her a 5.17, though I already said that. Sorry for repeating it. 13.0 is the leader's total. Sarah Hauser in third place with a 6.87 and one ride to her count. And Coco Fuveau, who started this heat with a 6.8, hasn't gotten anything since. Now, my observation about the wind dropping a little bit, well, it just picked up a tiny bit more, and it's about to fill into the actual line where the women are waiting patiently for another set to come in. And this is the waiting game. Jessica Crisp has position on Hauser in terms of being further upwind of her. Those two did battle in the Aloha Classic final last year. Coco Fuveau is heading out on the Red Severn, and jibing there on the Green Neil Pride is Sarakita Ofringa. This is what's happening underneath them. These are some of the waves that are passing through without anybody riding them. And there are a few reasons for it. As you can see, that wave is very square, for one thing. And it rolled in kind of under the pack. Nobody was able to ride that one. Nice healthy puffs of wind here. It is very offshore. This is going to make the last stanza of this heat very challenging. We have 10 minutes left in the women's final heat, number 1. The men's final is going to start promptly at 5 in the afternoon and run to 5:30. And at that point, it's going to be last call at Cloudbreak. Patience pays off, and it paid off in men's semi number 1, and it paid off in men's semi number 2, most notably for Ricardo Campello and Robbie Swift. And etched into my memory banks are some of these iconic moments of this contest so far. And I don't think we really need to go to replay. As you see, there are definitely some waves coming in here, and we don't want to miss anything from the final part of this heat. This women's final here at the 2023 Fiji Surf Pro, as we scan the lineup and look at all the assortments of equipment and boats and everything that it took to bring you this. There's the SS Thundercloud, Catamaran behind us, and some of the other surf boats. This is the arena. Ian Muller, Vince Steves on their jet skis, pacing the lineup, making sure everybody's safe. They have done a spectacular job in doing so. If the only thing that's happened today are some cuts and scrapes and some broken gear, then that is mission accomplished. Definitely in an in-between moment here in Cloudbreak. If nothing else happens, these standings are going to represent the final results. But I think we have one more exchange in us within the next 8 minutes. If it follows the script of what's happened in the other heats, there's going to be a big set within the last minute of this heat. And until that happens, please join me in enjoying the beautiful atmosphere of Cloudbreak, known in Fijian as Kurukuru Mailani, or thunder from the clouds, or wind through my microphone. These waters are echoing memories from the past champions of Fijian windsurfing contests. Robbie Nash winning in 1997 at the Namotu event, which really kick-started a lot of this off. It really did. Kamiju Bon winning the Cloudbreak event last year. Who will raise the trophy this year? It's still playing out. But one contender who looks like they might be in line to make something happen here, is that not Coco Fuveau, who just misses catching that wave. Just missed chipping into that one. We really wanted to see that happen. It's just a little bit lighter, and the positioning super hard here. That current's running down the reef, pushing people out of the lineup. Barely enough wind to catch waves, but you still have to hold your position. Here comes some more opportunities, and Coco Fuveau is going to be given a very big opportunity here. She has positioned herself perfectly for this very, very nice wave. Fuveau gathers herself to solidify her rig positioning here as she fades into this. Cautiously bottom turns. She waited a long time for this. Right out of the pocket. Nice cutback for Fuveau. This wave's not done yet. It does have a lower section. Will she read it that way? No, she does not. And probably for a good reason. She gets a kick out. She has a great first score. This is not going to hurt her chances at all. In fact, what this is going to do is possibly put her... We'll find out in a second. That was a nice wave. She rode it well. Not with full aggression, but well. And it's one of those things where notching up the ladder here as our remaining competitors get in position. Our finalists are out there for the men's final. But our women's finalists now are going to play this position battle with 5 minutes left in this heat. And with daylight and wind waning, we cross our fingers tightly for what will be the final heats of this contest. Sarah Hauser, upwind of Ofringa, is pumping to get into this wave, and Hauser looks like she has it. And I like what I see here. Here's Hauser and Ofringa. Ofringa being very sportsmanlike and letting Hauser go there. That's what it's all about. What a great moment in that contest. Pure sportsmanship. Hauser, bottom turns in a critical part there, and she is not done. Hauser with every intention to ride this wave in its entirety for what it gives her is piecing together perfect placement turns in the pocket of the wave. And I, again, commend Sarah Kita Ofringa. They both pumped into that wave at a similar moment as Hauser jibes out and breathes a sigh of relief as these scores are now going to drop. Now, I will review this. Sarah Hauser, given the opportunity that she waited so long for, as we are watching Jessica Crisp crisscross across. My tongue twister there. Crisp is on a hooter. She better get on her horse here. And Fuvo's outside of her. We are being given this opportunity here to end this heat in a very, very justifiable way. Fuveau pushing her way through the elbow and getting to the inside on this beautiful offering. This is the dream, you guys. Ladies and gentlemen, taking first place in this heat with an 8.2 is Sarah Hauser, getting a great score for that last ride. Ofringa giving her the wave just as much as it was Sarah in position for it. I don't think we have a priority dispute. What we have is excellent sportsmanship, and we also have one of the biggest sets of the heat coming into the lineup. Sarah Kita Ofringa might be caught here. Is she going to be caught, or is she going to catch this? I think she's looking good. Can she get out of the way of this big set? She's going to get caught by it. She gets buried by it. Unfortunate for Ofringa. Who saw that coming? A set of that magnitude. And Sarah was in the pit for it. And she deserved better for her sportsmanship than to get cleaned up by a 10-foot set at Cloudbreak. Oh, man. Those decisions matter. And Sarah Kita had kind of sniffed out the wave in front of that set. And, you know, that would have probably been one of those difference makers, too. My goodness, the flag is coming down. 2 minutes. Oh, wow. That's how it went down. That's the end of the heat. And we are going to turn it to our intermission here and give you the final results when we get back.